Hello everyone, I'm 27 years old and I have a son and he's 6 years old. This rapture dream is really personal to me and it was so intense that it's been a whole year for me to feel okay about sharing the story. I was actually in the comment section sort of hinting to my dream one time, and then God showed me people looking at my post, all curious, wondering what I'm talking about. And then he said, "Why don't you share? Share." So here I am, sharing. Alright, so the dream starts off with a city, just like a generic city with big tall towers, and there were these 4 alien spaceships in a diamond shape above the city. They were really big, and then suddenly one of them, the one in front, shoots down a beam of light into the city, and this light starts sucking up this lady, and this lady was running with all her might trying to get away, but she couldn't. It was slowly sucking her in. I noticed the look on her face and she was so terrified. She had her hand out like she was trying to grab for something, and because she looked so scared, I got scared, and I closed my eyes. I was able to do that like I was watching a TV show. After that, I'm here, and I'm here with this group. And I would say this group was about 10,000 people, and I wouldn't say there's much more than 10,000 people. And this group was under attack by these shadowy, dark-looking figures. And we were going place to place, hiding and fighting back against them. We would attack with words saying, "Stay away," or whatever else. And no matter where we would go or how far we would go, they would still be there. Eventually, our group came upon this humongous warehouse, bigger than like a normal sized warehouse, and it was dark and completely empty. We were standing up against them, trying to fight back and also hiding from the shadowy people. We were holding on to survive, really. Suddenly, I was shown a map of America, and there were those same shadowy figures at the bottom of the map. They were saying something to each other like, "Let's gather them in the middle." They were trying to get us away from all the edges and corners of America. It then cut back to the warehouse, and there were all these chairs, tons of chairs, and when the chairs appeared, there came the same shadowy people, and they sat down in the chairs. And then this absolutely humongous missile appeared. This missile was the biggest missile you've ever seen in your life. I would say it was probably the size of the Statue of Liberty. The missile was on this platform angled up at like an angle, and the missile had this long pointy tip. All the chairs were facing the missile as well. And on the side of the missile had red, huge, big, bold letters. And I couldn't read all of it. It said something community. And the word community was the longest word. The other two words were blurry. I was looking at the missile, and then I made a joke to my sister. She was next to me. And I said something like, ha 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 ha, how funny, ha ha, community, hee hee hee. And she was laughing with me. She's like, oh yeah, ha, how funny. I was making fun of them like I normally do. But then I began to look at it more, and I got concerned, wondering what they're doing. And when I got concerned, there was this bar that appeared behind me. I turned around and noticed Jesus was standing behind the counter in the bar. He said to me, I don't like this. And when he said that, I turned back around to the missile and I got really worried. Then appeared a circular window on the missile. Jesus was inside the missile. He was pretending to fly it like it was something real fun, and his arms were holding on to like a steering wheel, looking at me, smiling, laughing, like it was some great thing. I knew he was trying to tell me, it's okay, it's no problem, I got this. But I was still pretty worried. He then appeared outside of it, floating above it, and there were these streams of light, many streams of light, entering into him. Only later I found out that these streams of light were prayers after my dream was over. And Jesus began to say something, and it started out quiet. Turn it off. Shut it down. And it got louder. Turn it off. Shut off the system. Shut it down. Until he was literally yelling, shut it down! Turn it off! Shut down the system! Then it was quiet for a moment. Then the lights turned on in the warehouse. The missile lights turned on. And even the platform it was on had lights. And that turned on. I was so frightened. I couldn't keep my eyes open to watch. I closed them. And when I opened them again, I was outside. It was daytime, clear blue skies, and the missile was going up. And if you've ever seen that movie, maybe you're familiar, Iron Giant, it was exactly like that, where the missile shot up as high as it could go into the sky, and then it immediately turned back down. And when it was heading down, I began to shout around, hit anything else! Hit anything else! The sun! The moon! Anything else! My dream then cut to the map of America, and I was watching the missile slowly get closer and closer, aiming for the center of America until it hit. The map of America zoomed in. The ground was black, and there was all this dust clearing. Then appeared these little lands, I would say about the size of Hawaii or Connecticut. They all jumped immediately and began glowing white. They all had numbers on them. I think the numbers went up to 26. The shadowy dark figures appeared at the bottom of the map. They were furious, and they said, shaking their fist, We missed 26 of them. Then appeared in the corner of the map was this older looking guy in my group. He looked so rugged that he seemed like he was homeless. In their rage, they made fun of this guy. They said things like, "When's the last time he had a haircut?" And, "I hate him." I thought to myself, man, the end times must have been really hard on him. Maybe he can't afford a haircut. The map zoomed back out, and a humongous crater in the earth was created. Everything was turning black, starting from the missile outward, and the ground was cracking fiery red. And it kept spreading and spreading until it reached the very edges of America. The edges were the only areas untouched. Jesus then took all these little glowing lands and put them above America. He then used blue construction tape and other things to fix them all up. They began to glow super bright. Then another map above Jesus appeared, and he drew a U shape on the map, creating sand. And then he said to me, "It's nice and warm here." Then he showed me a picture of my son racing along the edge of a beach, and he had swim trunks on. He looked so happy. I then appeared in a white room with a large window in the background, and there was the group I was still in, and the group was so angry. They weren't even thinking about being done fighting. They were saying stuff like, "I can't believe that they would do this to America." And one of them to the right of me started singing the national anthem, and I just watched him do this. Jesus then stood behind me and said, "Come with me." I thought about how I'm leaving the group now, and as soon as I turned and said okay to myself, I was at the beach. I was standing on a small hill just above the water. This place is what you would imagine a tropical paradise to be like. Perfect waters, palm trees, and not a cloud in the sky. It was perfect. Then there was this house right next to me. The walls were white quartz, and I could even see the details. There were tiny speckled black dots sparkling. It was sparkling so beautifully. It was amazing. I then looked through the window, and it was open. No glass or curtains. I could step through it. It was a little high up, but I'm pretty limber. Just one big step. I came in through my kitchen. I took a look around, and I noticed all the cabinets were black, which to me is perfect. I mean, I really do like that color. My closet is filled with that color. And the countertops looked like the countertops I have at home, black and white granite. He showed me a picture of how the room was the same shape as my kitchen I have right now, except for it was maybe 10 times bigger, if that makes sense. I wanted to keep looking around, but Jesus insisted I see the next room. I was actually trying to hold on to the countertop saying, "Wait, wait, 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 I'm not done, hold on." But as soon as I saw the next room, I understood why I had to see it. There was a swimming pool, and he showed me a picture of the swimming pool, explaining how it was the center of my house. There were these cabanas, about 4 of them on one side of the pool. They didn't have curtains or anything. And surrounding the swimming pool were, I think, 6 small rooms. They looked like playrooms because they all had my son's toys in them, like the toys he has at home. In one corner of the pool room, I saw large umbrella holders holding big white umbrellas to use for the beach. I began looking at the pool for a little while, and I noticed there was something strange in the pool. Some kind of white block or something. Jesus went over to the other side of the pool and took it out. He showed me that it was an umbrella stand. He thought it was funny, smiling real big like it wasn't supposed to be there. I just smiled back at him. I went over to the cabanas and I saw that they all had big flat screen TVs. And when I noticed that, Jesus said that this is for my son. I noticed that there was this lady and she was taller than me, but of course she's taller than me. I'm not very tall. So she was standing by the couch in the cabana. She had long brown curly hair and she kind of looked like my sister, but she was talking about how her favorite show as a kid was Reading Rainbow, which was something my sister never watched. And she was talking and talking about it for a while, and I could almost see a vision forming from what she was saying. It looked like a bridge with some people on it or something, but then that was the end of my dream. I never really knew what they meant by when they said we missed 26 of them. I didn't know what the number 26 stood for. And I thought maybe if I just wait long enough, it'll show up somewhere, like in a video or something. But I just decided to do my own research and try to figure it out. So the size of the little lands were about the size of Hawaii or Connecticut. And I looked up the population of Connecticut because that's a state in America. And there are around 3 million people that live in Connecticut. And 3 million times 26 is 78 million. So I'm thinking I could round up the number a little bit and say there's 75 million people. And there are 334 million people in America. So taking 75 million people from 334 million people is around 25%. I asked one of my systems, what is 25% of America's population? And it confirmed to me that 25% of the population is Christian or Catholic. Basically religious. Now, I know these numbers aren't solid, like these aren't the numbers, but I could probably be pretty close when I say around 75 million people will be raptured from America. I believe that our rapture dreams are like puzzle pieces, and we can come together and solve more to this puzzle if we share. I know how hard it's been for this generation, my age in particular, but I have a hope now, and it's that house that God has prepared for me, and I can't wait to be there.